Check 1, 2.
Go! Curious about real estate? Yes! Then you've come to the right place. Get the knowledge you need. Get over the fear and get started. This is the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show with your host, Michael Quarles.
Hello everybody, Michael Quarles with Podcast 53. Today we're answering 5 questions that were sent in by investors. They sent them to support@bsffacademy.com. Again, support@bsffacademy.com. Here we go. Question number 1. I asked an older investor who I'm going 50-50 on a deal with if we should have the seller sign a memorandum of contract. He said that if it isn't required, then we are just giving money away to the county. Should I be concerned with his answer? Should I slap him? I am absolutely not someone who's going to promote violence amongst investors. So I can't say slap him, but I would not do another deal with him. The reason for it is he doesn't understand what a memorandum of contract is for and the protection it affords you. You should always get a memorandum of contract notarized at your closing company the day you open up escrow or closing. You're going to meet the seller there. You're going to make sure that they bring a current ID or driver's license with them. And you're going to have your notary there. Typically, it's going to be your escrow officer, your closing officer. And they're going to have that memorandum of contract signed. Now, that costs in California $10 per signature that they're notarizing. So if it's husband and wife, $20. You could or you may not record that in the county. I do not record mine unless I believe the seller is going to try to sell it to somebody else. Then I run down to the county recorder's office and record it. Now, if I didn't record it and the seller was actually attempting to sell it to somebody else, the amount of money that I would lose far outweighs the $10, $20 notary fee plus the recording fee. So you have to ask yourself this: do you want to be in bed with an investor who's unwilling to protect 50% of your interest for a mere $50 or less? That would be the question I would ask myself. I would not slap another individual. If I was going to, in this case, slap anyone, it might be myself. Question number 2. I just got off the phone with a seller who agreed to my purchase price and is ready to be done with his vacant home. I'm looking to wholetail this deal. My question is, what paperwork do I need the seller to sign other than the 9-page contract? Also, what paperwork will I need the end buyer to sign if I'm on a double close? I have purchased your success pack and I am now going through the contracts. What you need is you need the agreement to purchase. You need the memorandum of contract signed and notarized by the seller when you open up your closing. You do not want to use my agreement to sell the property. Go ahead and just use your state-specific realtor agreement. It'll be fine. You do not, again, want to use my agreement to sell. It is too buyer-friendly, which is why it's perfect when I buy a property. Other than that, there's some other things like a walkthrough. When you get a house under contract, you want to walk through and have everybody acknowledge the condition the property's in. So right before close of escrow, you do another walkthrough and make sure the house is what the house was when you decided to purchase it. That the stoves are the same, the dishwashers are the same, the roof isn't, falling down because a tree fell in it, and I know this personally. So there are other forms that you want to get done, and your state may have some forms like a transfer disclosure statement or a lead-based paint statement disclosure that has to be done. You should, at the very least, if you're unaware which forms that you need to have done, either hire a real estate coach or hire a real estate attorney or hire a realtor so they could walk you through the requirements for your area.
Thanks for listening to Buy, Sell, Fix, Flip. We'll be right back. Are you running out of leads? It's time you tried Yellow Letters at yellowletters.com. Get motivated seller leads through yellow letters, postcards, zip letters, typed professional letters, greeting cards, door hangers, and business cards. Yellow Letters is a full-service marketing company created with your success in mind. Get the personal attention you need to get your direct mail campaign started and get in touch at yellowletters.com.
And we are back in 3, 2, 1.
Question number 3. My partner is a licensed agent in Ohio. And we called the Ohio Division of Real Estate and asked them if we could list a property on the MLS if we have it under contract to purchase, but did not own. The gentleman on the phone was so abruptly upset at the question, he instantly started threatening my business partner for fines and taking away his license, etc. I did pull out some of the doc straight from the Ohio Division of Real Estate, and as you say, they say seller, not owner. They never define the seller as the person that potential transfer of the property. My question is, if the rules and regulations don't call out that it has to be the owner, then why is the Division of Real Estate acting like it is in the regulations? We don't want to do anything wrong, but we certainly do want to list the property before we own it. Is there any way around this? Well, yes, there is a way around it. You just got to list it. Just because someone over the phone got upset with you and told you something, two things could have happened. One, they could be an idiot, didn't know what they were talking about. Two, they could have misunderstood you. I would imagine the second one's probably the case. Once you have an agreement to purchase the property, you become the seller. The owner of the property, before they entered into your purchase agreement, they were the seller. The moment that they signed the agreement for you to purchase the property, they relinquished that right to you. They now gave you that title. So now you can go and sell it. If you want more clarification, call a real estate attorney. I can't say it any clearer than that. And besides, it's not the Department of Real Estate. It doesn't have anything to do with the multiple listing service. You should have called the Board of Realtors and the multiple listing service in your area and asked them that question. They would have absolutely said you couldn't do it. But then again, look at their guidelines that regulate how a listing is inserted in the MLS, and it very clearly states the seller must authorize the insertion of the property in the MLS. Again, I have been challenged by my local board on this. They brought their fancy attorney to the meeting, and I won. So, I am confident and comfortable in what I do. Question number 4. In my area, homeowners associations, yuck, are very common. Do you find transactions where there is a homeowner association involved to be problematic? Yes. Here's a case where one was extremely problematic. It was going bankrupt. The homeowners association was going bankrupt. They did not have adequate funds to take care of what their guidelines called them to take care of. So if you bought a piece of property in this homeowners association, it was going to eventually be worthless because the roads were so badly eroded and deteriorated and they could not repave those roads. It was a private development. So you've got to make sure that your HOA is solvent, that they have the funds necessary and the leadership necessary to stay committed to what they're hired to do. Other than that, unless the association fees are enormous, the associations actually are positive to neighborhoods. Now keep in mind, guys, I'm not buying in fancy neighborhoods except the house I live in. I'm buying in those other neighborhoods. Some people call them the crime neighborhoods, the gang neighborhoods, the low-income neighborhoods. I just call them the money neighborhoods. I just buy where houses sell at a price point that causes me to make money. That's all I know. So I don't have a lot of HOAs in my stuff, but I've bought enough houses in my life that I've bought houses with HOAs. And you just want to make sure that the HOA is solvent and that can afford to do what they're supposed to be doing. 5th question. I understand your preference for seller financing and using your own financial resources to purchase homes whenever possible. But please share your opinions, whether pro, con, or indifferent, on using traditional and other private money lenders for buying and selling homes. I realize that one would be earning less on these transactions, but for those just starting out, is this a attractive option. Do you ever recommend this for your coaching students, or do you ever use such resources? No. And yes. So here's the no one. Traditional financing. Never. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let me say it again. Do not use traditional financing. Do not go down to Bank of America to buy a house. You will mess up your credit eventually. The yes is private money. Absolutely. If you know someone that has money sitting in the bank and they don't know what to do with it, show them how you can make them more money than what Bank of America is giving them. Absolutely. Traditional financing? No. Private financing? Yes. Did I say that clearer? Any clearer? No on traditional financing, yes on private financing. Now, got to be real careful on that private financing. You just can't go out, and take ads out in the sky that says, I want to borrow money from someone. You have to have a relationship with them, pre-existing relationship. So, mom, dad, friends, someone you knew before, that would be fine. But you can't go out and solicit to just strangers, okay? They have to qualify to be certain types of people for you to be able to do that. So if you're go and meet someone at a club and you guys start talking and that guy says, man, I'm looking to invest my $100,000 in something, talk away. You've already met him. But be really careful, okay, guys? Hey, this one's been fun. I love these questions. These questions are getting so meaty in them. They've got so much meat. Man, it's enjoyable. Now remember, if any of you guys want to get into a coaching program that'll help you buy houses for profit, you just give me a call here at Buy, Sell, Fix, Flip. Until next time, thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Get more info and stay in touch at michaelquarles.com.